CBS Atlanta News presents Public Affairs on Peach.
Someone interviewing you could get access to information that's not otherwise public. Your religion, whether you're married or pregnant, how old you are, all the kinds of things that are illegal to ask in an interview process.
One way of looking at it is, hey, nobody had to put anything on Facebook, and therefore it's their own fault if they put something on Facebook that is incriminating.
It may sound intrusive, but opening up your social network sites during the hiring process is nothing new. Here in Georgia, there's nothing in the law to stop employers for digging as much information up as they want. Good Sunday morning to you. I'm consumer investigative reporter at CBS Atlanta News, Adam Murphy. Managing your personal Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts can be very tricky, especially when it comes to how your employer views your posts. In some cases, a Facebook post can lead to firing. CBS Atlanta's Craig Bell has a look at one case where a woman says she was wrongly fired.
Like millions of Americans, Misty Robertson joined Facebook to stay in touch.
To keep a hold of friends from out of town, family from out of town, be able to see pictures, what they're doing.
Robertson never thought the social media site would cost her her job as a clerical worker for Harbor and Clinic Pediatrics.
I'm in a state of shock. I was at the time, and I still am.
But it did. Back on October 8th, Robertson was terminated after her employer claimed she violated the company's social media policy by posting that Harbor and Clinic could not treat her sick child.
I posted on my Facebook wall that after being at the immediate care for 2.5 hours, somewhat, that I finally had answers to what was wrong with Allie's fever, to my daughter's 104 fever, because work had no appointments. Can you believe it?
That's when Robertson's friends all chimed in, expressing their dismay.
There was like 30-something comments on there, people stating, you know, that's why we left Harbor Clinic, because we never could see our physician, they never had appointments, they never could get us in. And so I seen all that, and I went in and immediately deleted the post.
Because why did you delete it?
Because I didn't want that negative about. That's not what I was trying to do. I was just trying to let everybody know that my child was sick and that I had answers.
Well, I was concerned for several reasons.
Attorney Amanda Farahani specializes in employment law and is very concerned that Robertson's former employer trampled her free speech rights.
One, it was another situation where a woman is being fired for something that she put on Facebook on her own private information where other people are engaging in conversations with her.
Farahani says as long as Robertson isn't threatening or harassing people, she can speak her mind.
How hard has it been for you?
Hard. It has. I've had patients calling me, emailing me, Facebooking me. I mean, it's embarrassing. You know, I feel like I've been wronged here and I've not done anything.
Well, I think we can all agree this is a very hot topic right now. Joining me right here is Atlanta-based attorney Sonia Madison. Thank you so much for being on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Sonia, tell me what rights an employee has when it comes to their personal Facebook page, Twitter account, Instagram.
Well, first and foremost, you're employed at will absent a contract. So all employees have to understand that you can be terminated for any reason at any time if you don't have a contract that articulates the terms and conditions of your employment, including length, especially here in Georgia. So absent that, you really have limited protections. Now, the National Labor Relations Board has articulated that you can't be terminated for talking with your coworkers on social media about workplace conditions. But absent that, like I said, it's very limited whether you're going to be protected under social media policies.
Wait, so back up. If you're communicating on social media with a coworker about work, that's okay?
That is okay, yes, under the National Labor Relations Act, because they want to protect employees and workers from being able to talk about the workplace conditions in the employment.
Here's a good question for you. Can an employer force an employee to delete or take down a post?
Well, they can't force you. However, just like with drug testing, you can deny it but then not be offered the job or not be offered for continued employment. So while you can deny to refuse to take the posting or the content down, you can also be terminated, like I said, for any reason, any time if you don't have that contract.
Wow, so very important going into a job to make sure now, we don't think about these things really, that you need a contract as far as your social media life is concerned and as it pertains to work.
Exactly, and a lot of employers are actually drafting social media policies, and usually some policies in employment can be considered contracts. So if you look at that social media policy and you're doing something that is in contravene to the policy, then you're on notice that you can be fired by your employer.
So what are the pitfalls we should be aware of?
Well, one, like was articulated earlier, is when you put on there things like your religion, your national origin, while you are protected under Title VII anti-discrimination policies, be aware that that is out there and an employer can see it. Also, there's been instances like with Starbucks, an employee posted a video of him singing about how he doesn't like the customers. He was terminated. Wow. Burger King's the same instance. People are posting YouTube videos about certain conditions in their employment, like taking a bath in the sink.
I remember that.
Of course, he's terminated. So things like that you're not conscious of, easily termination for employers.
How would you say social media has changed the way that businesses develop policy, et cetera?
Well, they've changed the way businesses are networking because you've got Facebook with over 900 million viewers, Twitter, LinkedIn the same way, millions of viewers. Of course, you can market easily and you don't have to spend the millions of dollars that you do for television ads and the like. So they're using that to be able to reach their consumers and reach people that they haven't yet been able to market to in the past.
Can you, or better yet, should you challenge what a coworker says about you on some sort of social media site?
Well, it depends on what it is said. Now, if a coworker is talking about you based on, again, those protected classes, you need to go to your human resources so that they are aware that this is happening and that they can take appropriate action. Now, if it's just simple bullying or even violence, still, I encourage you to go to your human resources and do something about it. But try not to retaliate on social media. It doesn't look good for the company, and it doesn't look good for you.
Keep it clean, bottom line, right?
Exactly.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. Sonia Madison, Atlanta-based attorney. Very good information. Appreciate you being on the program. And when we come back, we have a lot more information ahead. We're going to tell you about social media, and we have an expert on the program about managing your accounts, the do's, the don'ts, coming up next.